Today's episode of Fantasy Fiction is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download
for your iPhone, Kindle, MP3 player, or Magic Stone.
Today we're recommending A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. Impress your friends with real-life magic. Act like you read a long book without any actual reading.
Think of all the masturbating you'll get done.
So if you're enjoying the show, give the free trial a chance. That's audibletrial.com/fantasyfiction. Enjoy the episode. Reese's, put down that merc monk.
But he's my friend.
In the land of fantasy, on the fields of fiction, there roll two knights across the plains. Two thieves of the night, two warriors of honor, in the shadow of the mountain cry their name. Until the deed is done, until the quest is won, the battle's in our minds, until the end of time.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Fantasy Fiction. My name is Dominic.
My name is Josh.
And today we're telling tales of amulets and sphinxes. Where did we get those prompts, Josh?
We got them last weekend at MagFest. Somebody said sphinxes or amulets.
No, we said amulets.
We said amulets, and somebody said sphinxes.
Somebody at the Continue panel at MagFest said sphinxes, and I went to find them after they gave us that prompt, and I couldn't. So if you're out there and you're listening, we are doing sphinxes because you said it at the Continue panel. You were wearing a Fantasy Fiction shirt. But just know that this episode is inspired from you.
You did it. Without you, we wouldn't even have an episode.
We wouldn't have an episode. We haven't been asking on social media just because we've kind of been doing the episodes a pop-up. They pop up, and we have to come up with the things. But we came up with amulets together because you said actually that we haven't done an inanimate object kind of thing.
Yeah, we haven't done like a magical item or anything in a while, so.
Yeah. Well, we will get back to asking on social media, but for now, this episode and the one previous, that's what we'll be doing.
We did it that way, so deal with it.
We did it. This is how we do it.
We did it our way. What was that, Frank Sinatra, right?
Frank Sinatra. He did it his way.
I know him.
We had somebody do a concert.
Yeah.
Because I was out drinking.
Yeah, we were
with
drunk.
You and Paul and the rest of our friends.
Yeah. I got left at the Cadillac Ranch bar.
Oh yeah,
by
that place. Yeah, so we were out drinking at this party. Then we went to go get food at a point, and we went to this place called the Cadillac Grill or Ranch or whatever it was. And you had to be 25 to enter. So a couple of the people didn't have their IDs on them. So we had to go back, and then we decided on our way back that we wouldn't be going there. And Josh went there and went inside and did not find us and sat there and had himself a drink.
I drank by myself at the bar. I think I watched a Cleveland Cavaliers game, and there was mad rap music playing. So I didn't want to go to wherever you guys were. Cause
you were having a great time there.
Yeah, man. There were big booty bitches. It was great. Mechanical bull. You missed the mechanical bull.
Yeah, there was a mechanical bull in there. That's right.
I knew something was wrong when I was like, I'm by the mechanical bull, and Paul's like, I don't know where that is. And instead of being like, we're at the hotel, he said, I didn't know where that is.
Yeah, well, he was pretty drunk himself.
Yeah, we were.
We did get to meet some pretty rad people though at both the Continue panel and we were at the JonTron panel before that, and. We met some Fantasy Fiction fans, though.
Yeah, we did. We met a lot of Fantasy Fiction fans. People gave us stuff. I have a wizard now, a toy wizard.
Oh, I have a toy orc with an axe and a staff.
Yeah, yours is pretty awesome.
Well, yours is pretty awesome, too. I didn't get to meet them because I was busy, and then I had to leave early for the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble was a lot of fun, by the way. Mm-hmm. We had a couple people cosplay as Reese's and Snickerdoodle.
Yeah, that I think was my favorite part of MagFest.
Did you get to meet those guys?
I didn't meet them, but I saw them. I saw them when I was headed to the Normal Boots panel. I saw them. Yeah. And
so you didn't get to talk to them either.
I know. They were like in the thing, and I didn't want to like I don't know. I was headed to
them when they tweeted at us.
Yeah.
But I'm sending them a shirt that they already emailed me, so I'm just gonna send them something we do.
They won the best cosplay of all time, so they get
Orkspire at least. So, but you know what else happened, Josh? Last thing I want to talk about: the Super Bowl.
We watched it.
We watched it at our own places. We're actually recording this at our own places. If I sound echoey, it's because I have the tallest ceilings in here. I got to figure out how to get...
New York, Carnegie Hall City.
But we watched the Super Bowl at our respective houses because it was going to snow yesterday, and it did. So I didn't want you to have to drive an hour to come to the city here and get stuck. But it was amazing. It was probably the best Super Bowl I've ever seen.
Do you think it was? I was going to ask. Do you think it's the best one you've ever watched?
That was the best Super Bowl I ever seen in my life. Yeah, I would say it probably ranks up in the top 5 of all time.
What was the first Super Bowl you ever saw?
First Super Bowl. I mean, I watched once when I was a kid when I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah.
But the first Super Bowl that I watched where I was like really, really into it and paying attention was probably, the Eagles in 2004.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember the first Super Bowl I watched was the Giants and the Bills. The missed field goal Super Bowl. I was in first grade, and I was like super into football in first grade. And I wanted the Bills to win so bad, and they lost.
I
4 in a row.
Yes. As we all remember, wide right. But I watched those Super Bowls as a kid as well, but I was like dicking off doing something else because I was like, oh, it's the commercials. I'll play with this toy for a bit too while the game's going on. But I watched all. I want to talk about how great that Super Bowl was.
Last night's.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was crazy.
It was a great comeback. There was great sideline drama. Richard Sherman saying some stuff.
Yep.
Great reactions. Shots of people just chilling to having the worst day of their life. But it was a great game, and I ate some great nachos and chicken wings.
I saw those chicken wings, and I was jealous. I saw a picture of them.
They were good. They were good chicken wings.
They look good.
The nachos, Corey does this thing that apparently a lot of people in California do, is that you just get the small tortillas, like the street tortillas at the grocery store. Then you cut those up into chip shapes, and you just fry them in a pan with just some canola oil. And they're amazing. And they don't take long to do at all. But it's 10 times better than eating freaking tortilla chips out of a bag.
That sounds like some
But enough of this talk. Why don't we step into worlds of string seals?
String seals.
See you there. Okay, let's go do that.
Okay, let's go. All right, Dom.
Yes.
My story this week is called Cat Scratch Fever. I think I named the story that before, but I don't care.
Yeah. Oh wait, is this? I'm sorry. Is this the beginning of the story?
No, it's
not. Oh, okay. That's just improv. Okay.
I just wanted to do it.
If I was gonna say if you wrote that, I would have continued. Yeah. Don't let me interrupt your story.
The city of Grawl smelled like a dog's taint the day after it had been on a sex bender. That's good start. The hot afternoon sun beat down on the streets where all kinds of nasty piss smells were emanating from the open sewers and piss troughs. Yeah, piss troughs. You think you saw some crazy shit last night on the internet? Did they have piss troughs? I didn't think so, but if you find a site, let a brother know.
If you got a link, don't be afraid to...
With some smiley faces.
Please.
Down a particularly rancid alley lay a down-and-out wizard named Ice Z, who had just lost everything in an epic 3-day-long wizard rap battle which left him penniless. Hey,
damn.
Have you ever noticed how when you see the word penniless, it totally looks like penisless? It's down and out on Turd Street with only his ragged, urine-soaked wizard robe to call his own. Suddenly, another, more muscly cat who seemed to be chasing him.
Oh!
Uh-oh. As the first cat leapt overhead, it dropped a shiny object into one of the piss troughs. The two cats, parkour karates. They could be exchanged for food and maybe sex times at the steakhouse and brothel. Thinking now about wizard baseball to subdue his boner, Ice-C walked over to the trough, rolled up his sleeve, and object. He searched until his hands became pruny from all the hot piss juice all over him.
Oh, so gross.
Ice-Z sighed. Well, he said, when in Grawl. Ice dunked his whole head into the steamy yellow liquid and opened his eyes into the yellow abyss.
Oh, the yellow abyss.
That's canon. There he saw it, an amulet. He grabbed it with his teeth, which also meant he had to open his mouth and let the pee in, and yet this was only the third most horrible thing he had ever had to endure, right after accidentally casting never-ending fart breath on himself and having to go to the wizard DMV.
Oh.
Which is terrible.
Never-ending fart breath is pretty bad.
Yeah, you get used to it.
But when's the last time you went to the DMV? Guys, DMV humor will always be around. They suck. They'll never get their shit together.
I hope they die.
Well, not the people. Well,
I hope they die. You yell. Your opinion is more true. Everybody knows that. As he emerged from the cauldron, he placed the magnificently jeweled and besilvered amulet that was around a sick chain and was in the shape of an AK-47 around his neck. As soon as he did, a magical spell encircled him, and a voice emanated from the amulet that said, "Gotcha!" Ice tried to take off the dope piece from around his neck, but he couldn't. No matter how hard he tried, it seemed to be cursed onto him. He even tried dunking his head back into the piss trough, which was weird, because that was like the second thing he tried. Like, he went pretty much right for that option right away. Ice-C was getting used to that piss life, son.
This is gross. This is a sad story.
He lost the battle, man.
Show's supposed to be funny, Josh.
Well, sometimes being horribly covered in piss is funny.
It is, and you're right.
In another alley elsewhere in town, and definitely not on 3rd Street, Buffin and looked pretty dope. He spun kicked him in the cat face, and a cat tooth flew out of his mouth in slow motion to a Linkin Park song.
Yeah.
In the dark, is that the song?
Go crawl,
Yeah.
Nice kid. That's the only one I know because of you'rethemannow.com.
Yeah, that's the only one I know because Dragon Ball Z exists and YouTube.
Oh, yeah, dude. You got to get that Linkin Park on your DBZ mashup vid.
On your mashup vid, yeah. And they always pick, like, the movies. They never use, like, the episodes.
What's up with that?
I don't know, because they want everyone to know how cool they are and how much they know about the Dragon Ball Z universe.
Well, it's working. I think they're awesome.
Let's just go watch that. Let's not even do the rest of this.
That's basically what this show is.
Oh, yeah, but better.
Yeah. So we think.
Anyway. Mew! Buff Cat mewed as he shook the cat assassin. Mew, the cat assassin said. On the bottom of the screen, subtitles began to show up. I'll never tell you who sent me, Buff Cat. Mew! Buff Cat demanded again. The cat assassin smiled and with his dying breath said, Mew. The subtitles dramatically read, See you in cat heck.
I like that. Buff Cat still doesn't have subtitles.
No,
he doesn't get subtitles.
Yeah, he doesn't get subtitles. You just know. Suddenly, Buff Cat heard something with his cutie cat ears that also had super hearing now because I said so. He turned quickly. Whoa, whoa, whoa there, Mr. Kitty Cat, said Ice-Z. I think you dropped this cursed amulet that I've been using as my neck piece. It's pretty swell. Mew, Buff Cat exclaimed. You want me to go with you, said Ice. Mew! We have to defeat the evil Cat King. Mew! He sent an assassin to kill you, and the assassin stole this cursed chain piece from your friend Sid because he was going to give it to his cat girlfriend, and the only way to get it off is to complete this quest. And the chain also serves as a universal translator for all the cat people, and that's why I can understand you, what you're saying right now. Of which, without it, all I'd hear is a bunch of mews, just like the audience, because they don't have one? I said. All that fit in that one thing.
That's amazing.
Mew, Buff Cat replied. Dope, said Ice-Z. Soon the two were off on their adventure. They traveled south from Grawl into a great desert. As they got closer to the land of the Cat King, signs of the ancient and adorable cat civilization were everywhere. Oh, look, Mr. Kitty Cat, a chocolate bar in the sand, said Ice. Mew, Buff Cat warned, but it was too late. Ice had already bitten into it. Mew! Meow! Buff Cat meowed, and he shook his tiny, muscly, cutie head in adorable disgust. The Great Litterbox Desert? Ice questioned as he pulled the cat poop from his mouth. As he did, he also slowly pulled a ribbon out, because sometimes cats eat them, and you have to pull them out of their buttholes.
Oh, that's disgusting.
And you can never forget, because it's a shared shame.
Well, so Ice Z is his name, right?
Ice Z.
So he's had poop and pee in his mouth.
Yeah, he's just going crazy with this
This
shit.
is the best fantasy fiction story of all time.
Not for Ice Z, unless he likes it. I don't know. Well, Ice went on, when in Grawl, he said as he continued to eat the cat poop, hey, everyone has their thing.
He was, by the way, no longer in Grawl.
It's just a colloquialism. It's just a thing. Hey, when in Rome. Soon they reached the great cat kingdom of the desert. All around them were pyramids and scratch post obelisks and catnip hookahs and a giant sphinx in the likeness of the Cat King. Upon their entry into the city, an army of cat guards surrounded them. Immediately jumped into action and began beating the shit out of the cat dudes. Sometimes with their own paws. Being a huge dick. Buff Cat, my long exiled brother. The Cat King boomed over the cool fighting that was taking place.
Whoa.
The crowd gasped at this revelation. Ice just stood there. Oh, he said sarcastically. What a revelation. The cat people stared at him. What? I just met this dude, he said. Now, brother, you die, said the Cat King as he did a 756 tuple front flip onto the Sphinx. Pressed a jewel on his paw gauntlet and climbed inside its head. The Sphinx bellowed out some steam and became Mecha Sphinx.
Oh my God.
Buff Cat was totally boned.
I'm saying, oh my God, because there's just so much shit happening right now. That's just like blowing whatever that word I said is. You know what I mean. You guys get some Transformer shit happening right now. And a cat's doing it.
Mm-hmm. So it's
keep going.
Even more adorable. Buff Cat was totally boned. We're totally boned, I said. Mew, Buff Cat commanded. Rap, but I lost my flow, I said, dejected. Mew. Okay, Ice replied. The cat guards surrounded him as he mustered the strength to let out a sick, nasty growl out my trough. But now I'm here kicking it with BC. The cat guards stopped. Pussies, please. Who's the wizard that taught you to eat turds, hang out with Ken Burns, and all C-ball marathon Batman Returns? The cat guards began to purr. Now it's time you all drank my pee. And Jubilee!
Oh!
Ice finished as all the cat guards were purring and rubbing themselves up against him. From off screen, a pair of Hello Kitty panties flew at his face. The cursed amulet he was wearing began to glow, and an air horn blared from inside of it, and it flew off of him into the air, and the AK-47 was just shooting mad bullets into the sky. The ass. Buff Cat tried to counter with a spinning roundhouse, but Mecha Sphinx blocked it with his crazy huge arms. You'll never win, brother. I'm too much cat, even for you. Literally, I'm a cat inside of another giant mechanical cat. The overt symbolism is palpable, said the Cat King. Mew, Buff Cat replied. You were always the runt, Buff Cat. Now I'm gonna smoke you like a blunt, said the Cat King while he did a cool action pose. This Christmas, buy Cat King action figure with Mecha Sphinx, each sold separately, batteries not included. Fantasy fiction, every man began to pull on his mace tail. With the strength of like 20 Supermans, he ripped the mace tail off and began to swing it over his head.
Oh.
What are you doing? The Cat King yelled. Then Buff Cat threw his own mace tail into the exhaust port of Mecha Sphinx. No! Shouted the Cat King. Add a cool shockwave and make new super muscly action figures for all the characters of Daranos and Orcsfire. Many would buy them, and Dom and Josh would be rich. But that is a story for another time. Thank you, Buff Cat, I said from the bottom of his heart. From the bottom of my heart, he free of the cursed amulet. They looked up to see the AK-47 just shooting in the air still because of how hype it was. They stared up at its glorious ghetto-tude and sighed. Finn. Credits roll. After the credits scene, Sid walks up to Ice and Buffcat. That's cool. Double Finn.
Great story, Josh. That might be my favorite Buffcat
thank you.
story.
Thank
It's
you.
up there. It's up there.
There's a lot of mystery involved in that one.
Yeah, there was a lot of mystery involved. They didn't even know if we were going to even get a tale about Buffcat, and then Buffcat took off his tail. So, this had layers.
Hey, man. That's writing, dude. That's
writing, baby. Welcome to my world. I think you're gonna like it. Josh, are you ready for my tale of amulets and sphinxes?
I'm fucking ready.
Okay, this one is called You Sphinx You Know, But You Have No Idea. True life, I'm an amulet.
Already the greatest title of any story ever.
Three adventurers sat at a nearly broken table in a tavern as the sun went down in Orkspire. One was an orc rogue with an eye patch and a chain purse.
Yes.
Another was a gnome wizard with black eyes who didn't like to talk about his past mainly because he destroyed it.
The whole past.
Wizards can do fucked up shit like that.
Holy shit.
The last was a lizard man warrior who carried a claymore with "Too bad to be sad" written on it next to a drawing of a flexing bicep. The lizard man stared longingly into his ale. Soft piano music began to play. A voice echoed in his mind. Did you just fart at my dad's funeral? Funeral? The warrior quickly chugged his ale, burped, and said, I'm fucking bad. I need to do some bad shit right now.
He got too deep into his own thoughts, man. He had to go.
Yeah, dude, you got to start drinking. You can't look at a beer for too long or else you start getting sad that you're not drinking the beer. Starts thinking about all the sad shit. Yeah, I need some motherfucking treasure in my life. Right this goddamn mother shit in second, replied the rogue who cracked his knuckles and then some parts of his face. The wizard glanced at the menu one last time before turning to the others and saying, do you think they'll let me do one piece of French toast and one pancake? I hope I can do that. That would taste so good. The orc and lizard man stared at the wizard for a moment until the orc spoke. Yeah, they're probably let you do that. Okay, good, said the wizard. And you know I'm trying to get that treasure y'all talking about. An old witch covered in a black robe, hiding everything but her spooky straw-like hair, approached the table. Ew. Would you like to hear about an amulet? Asked the witch. Yes, said the orc. It will cost you, replied the witch. It'll cost you not to tell me about the amulet for free, said the lizard man as he stood and drew his claymore.
Oh my god.
The amulet is one of great power, began the witch. It is hidden in a dungeon below the abandoned castle of Pale Blood. A fire-breathing, laser-shooting, not giving a fucking giving Sphinx guards it. Bring it to me and I shall reward you greatly. Wait, said the orc. So we were going to have to pay you to tell us about that amulet, which in turn led to you giving us a job for it? Yes, well, I was going to just tell you about it and hope that you would foolishly go after it and die along the way. That way I could collect some easy gold, you know. But when you threatened me, I saw that crazed badness in your eye and thought you might actually be able to get the amulet due to the fact that you have weapons. In which case, I would pay you for that amulet because, as I said, it is quite powerful.
This witch is awesome.
It makes sense, you know. If you could make some money fooling some dudes, well, I guess not fooling some dudes, but leading them to their death.
Yeah, she's a trickster. They're always thinking.
Does that actually work? Asked the orc. Oh yes, it works very well, actually, said the witch, slightly excited. I wouldn't even ask you guys to bring me the amulet if it didn't. Well, I don't want to talk about that part of the amulet because I don't know it, and it is a mystery, and that's why no one knows.
Fucking greatest plot device of all time.
Well then, said the gnome, standing and clenching his butt cheeks a bit. We shall get this amulet, and you shall pay us, and we shall be richer than we already are. The boys cheered and drank their beers until they passed out. The witch awkwardly waited around and watched as this happened. Okay, well, began the wizard. We are done talking, so... The witch acted like something caught her eye across the room, turned, and walked toward it with feigned interest. That awkward moment was over.
That's the real treasure, those awkward moments.
The adventurers went on their way into the east to the ruins of the Pale Blood Castle. Someone had drawn a huge, super detailed goblin penis on the outside of the castle. The illustration was fantastic and very detailed, almost like out of an anatomy book. It could really be considered art, especially since bullets were shooting out of the pee hole, and that's a metaphor we could take a number of ways. The old witch was standing there staring right at it. She turned to the adventurers who were surprised to see her and really didn't want to be involved in another awkward moment. They didn't have any small talk prepared for when they met someone only once. I mean, who does? So they just acted like she wasn't there.
Yep.
The lizard man kicked the remainder of the front door down, which was somehow still intact. Dust filled the entire castle, and the group had to wait outside for like an hour or two because it is incredibly dangerous to breathe in old castle dust.
This is the part of fantasy that most people don't get to see. They don't get to hear
the waiting around.
Yeah.
Obviously that would happen. You know,
yeah.
That's why this show is good. We take the time to point this stuff out. People don't think about that.
Yeah.
People usually just don't let their listeners or readers have to sit through that like the characters would.
Safety first, people. Come on.
A hermit who had been living in the rubble was woken by the group. He picked up his cane and shouted back at the group, "Turn back now! This place is cursed and something bad is groining to happen. Quiet, old man, or I'll cut you down!" shouted the warrior as he drew his claymore. His voice has changed. I understand.
That's fine.
We're just going to keep rolling.
He's a lizard, man. He's molting.
The hermit fainted at the sight of the blade. He slowly got a boner while unconscious. Everyone watched. "Oh, so he did say groining," whispered the orc to the others. The adventurers entered the castle and quickly found their way to the dungeon, which, as the group discovered, was used for torture and was now definitely haunted. A ghost was standing right there when they opened the door, and he escaped like the fart at the end of a date. The rogue took the point and started backstabbing anything that crossed their path. A rat, backstabbed. A wandering cadaver, backstabbed. A sphinx, he tried to backstab it, but it was blown apart by its lasers. "Oh my god, what the fuck is that?" shouted the wizard, who was distracted by his own thoughts of pancakes and French toast. The sphinx turned its human face and moved its animal body a bit. Around its neck sat the amulet the witch spoke of, made of gold with a shining red jewel in the center. The remaining adventurers had found what they were looking for. "Hello," said the Sphinx as it looked directly in the eyes of the wizards and the warrior at the same time somehow. "Oh, fuck, it's talking," shouted the lizard man. "Who wants to solve a riddle or comb my body?" asked the Sphinx as he stretched out. "Oh, this is horrible," said the wizard in disgust. The Sphinx began to roll around the ground and sing, "Comb my body, comb my body, comb my body for free." The wizard gained control of his gag reflex and shouted, "Enough! We've come for the amulet, Sphinx." Then you must solve my riddle. The Sphinx rolled around on the floor again for a moment, then sat once more. Who the nastiest in the land? The wizard and warrior looked at each other, for they knew the answer. But before they could say it, the Sphinx began to fold in upon itself and turn into Salami the magical goblin.
Oh my god!
Oh snap! Says
shit.
Salami as the transformation was complete. I wasted y'all's time. The lizard man and gnome were furious. They went to charge at the legendary goblin. Before they could, Salami clenched the amulet in his hands. Kamehameha! Yelled the goblin. The amulet began to glow. Then it smoked red smoke. All of a sudden, Salami the magical goblin transformed into a goddamn dragonling or dragon person thing. You know what I'm talking about. The lizard man and gnome tried to shield themselves from the bonus charisma that was beaming off Salami, whose goblin face wasn't really all that transformed. It was like a goblin head on a dragon person body. Truly disgusting, but they were attracted to it for some reason. The warrior and gnome tried to make out with Salami at the same time, but they bumped their heads together and got knocked out.
Oh, no.
Years later,
Oh my god!
the two adventurers came to. They dusted themselves off. How long have we been asleep? Asked the wizard. Judging by all the castle dust, I'd say 100 years, replied the lizard man. The wizard stopped. Shit! I feel my old age setting in. And he grabbed his chest and fell over dead. The lizard man followed. Moral of the story, don't be chasing waterfalls.
Oh my
the
god.
end.
That was the most moral of a story I've ever heard, with the most fantasy things of all time packed in one story.
Josh, I gotta say, we made a good episode.
That was a great story, Dom.
You know what? Let's play that for the outro. Let's get to the
All right,
outro.
all right,
Come on, let's
do the
go.
Let's wait for the castle dust to settle on the outro.
Oh man, it is dusty in here. All right, Josh, going off what we just said,
Yeah.
I think this was a pretty fun episode. I had a great time.
I had a great time. Your story was amazing. I loved it.
Your story was amazing as well.
Oh, thank
It had
you. Your story was great.
Freestyle wizarding. In it. That's enough. That's enough. It also had Buff Cat and a fucking mecha cat.
Yeah, we went different routes with the Sphinx this time.
Yeah, we did.
Which is
We did.
good.
Which is good.
You-
Shit was bonkers in a good way. I'm talking Bonkers the cartoon.
What was the cartoon? What was Bonkers?
Do you remember Bonkers?
No.
It was like a cartoon, kind of like weird cat-esque character with a red nose, and he was like orange with black spots.
That sounds
And
terrifying.
he was like a detective or something,
Okay.
or like he was a security guard at a museum or some shit. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
But he was a cop, and he was a cop alongside real life human cops.
Okay.
Like, well, not real life, but like cartoon human
people,
cops.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. But it was Michael Eisner's Roger Rabbit. Pretty much, he wanted to make a Roger Rabbit cartoon, and that's what that was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was looking up Kid Video the other day.
Kid Video.
Kid Video. It was like an 80s cartoon where they would just play music from like the 80s in it. And like these kids get sucked into like a cartoon world. Like it's like Captain N but with music.
Oh, okay.
So they get sucked in the cartoon world and they have to like they have to stop this group of people called the copycats who steal music and they play like anything like Wang Chung and shit.
Oh.
It's great.
That's pretty awesome. I never heard about that.
Yeah, you should check it out on the YouTubes.
We both learned something today.
Yes, we did.
This is a great episode.
Learning.
But before we go, I just wanted to thank everyone for listening to another episode of Fantasy Fiction.
Thank you for listening to the episode. It's always good to have you here.
Yes, even though we can't see you and you can't see us,
You're with us.
We can feel you and you can hear us.
Yes.
So pretty much, it's good.
I can feel you in my wiener heart.
Can you?
Yeah.
Interesting. I can't.
Well,
Anyway.
you'll learn that skill.
I hope so. If it requires freestyle rapping, wizarding, I'll get there, I think.
Now everyone knows how terrible at freestyle rapping I am.
Yeah, that was good.
No, it was pretty bad. I was writing it, and I was like, maybe I should.
The best. Was it at freestyle, or did you write that, Josh?
I wrote it down, but
that was real. So it was a real freestyle. You're saying to me?
Yes.
You're telling me that's incredible. You're great.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
But before we go, guys, a great way to support the show, if you're listening on YouTube, you can just hit the like or fave button, or you can leave a comment. And comments are great because we read them, and that lets us know that, what you think of the episode or part you liked or something. Or if you just want to go off of something we talked about right here, we'll have a conversation, baby.
We can talk to each other. It's like a magic stone.
It's like a magical world. The internet is a magical world. For serious.
It is.
If you want to find us on YouTube, though, it's youtube.com/fantasyfic.
Subscribe to us.
Subscribe. Yeah, hit the subscribe button, too. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Come on, get it together.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Another way to support the show is you can purchase a t-shirt or a hoodie or a sticker, whatever. We got a bunch of stuff at fantasyfiction.bigcartel.com. That's our web store there.
Mm-hmm.
You can also leave an iTunes review, and I got one today. It's from Oni Macaroni. It's called Mike's My Bathing Suit Area's Warm. I didn't read that before I started here, but I'm going to read it now. This is by far my favorite podcast. Dom and Josh are beautiful wordsmiths, like with handfuls and junk. I get compliments every day from all my butt friends. I wish I had some butt friends. All of my butt friends on my glorious Wizard Yell hoodie. Mm-hmm. I have listened to every episode at least twice, maybe even more, and I still want to keep on listening. XOXO, your Triple H Man Hangers fan.
That's a great review. Thank you.
That's a great review. Thank you, Oni Macaroni. And thank you to Keep On Wizarding 69, who titled his 69 out of 10 and said, these stories are amazingly witty, clever, and sensual. Thank you. Thank
69 out of 10. I like the one by S. Sorobo. Even the elder gods themselves cannot tame this podcast. And the comment or the review is just period.
A period. Great job. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. Thank you guys for listening, commenting, everything you guys do. If you guys want to follow us on Twitter, it's at FantasyFicPod. And if you guys want to follow us on Facebook, it's facebook.com/FantasyFic, I believe.
Yes.
Gosh, what else is there, Josh? Anything we're missing? Oh, we were just on an episode of Continue together. We played Tecmo Bowl.
We played Super Bowl game.
Yeah, if you guys are unfamiliar with this other show that we do, Continue, I do it sometimes. Josh is on it regularly. Mm-hmm. It's youtube.com/continue show. It's a Let's Play. It's a little different. We've been doing it for a few years, but we played the Super Bowl, Tecmo Super Bowl, for the Super Bowl.
Yes.
So we actually predicted the outcome. Not the score, but the outcome.
Yeah. We predicted pretty much everything.
Nostradamus?
Nostradamus?
Yeah, I would say so. That would be a word I would describe us as, Nostradamus.
That's a good adjective. Thesaurus.com, Nostradamus. That's the only one. It's the only word.
That's the only one, maybe. And if you guys want to reach us, you guys want to send us a message, shoot us an email, fantasyficpod@gmail.com. But until next week, everyone. Oh, you know what? What are the prompts going to be? Josh, we haven't asked.
Oh, man.
We'll ask next week, but let's come up with them right now. How about, boom, a ring. Rings. I want rings. We're going off amulets. I like to do an ambulance. Let's do rings. Give me one, Josh.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. How about we do wargs, Dom?
Okay. Josh, that clearly wasn't an edit right there. Let's do it. We're doing wargs and rings.
Sounds good.
Wargs of the rings?
Uh-oh.
Oh, bingo, bango. Meet me on the internet, baby.
I just like to pick things that people will have to spend money on the toy on.
Yeah.
And the warg is like it's like $20.
You got it. I love it. Montgomery Flea Market. Remember that guy?
Oh, yeah.
Just like a Minnie Mouse. Hey.
Yeah, oh, my God. Wow. You just time traveled me.
Yeah, just go watch it. Honestly, that video holds up. It's real fun. I watch it every now and then. It's a good song.
I'll show you the Q-Mart commercial.
I would like that.
It's great.
Send it to me.
I will. I'll tweet it at you.
All right. Well, until next week, Josh. Anything else you want to say?
Thank you for listening. We love you guys. Until next week.
How about a word of advice for our listeners? Tell them to stay, keep doing something, not keep on wizarding. We're gonna say that. Wait, that's how everyone does it.
It's the way of the future now.
Yep. And I'll say, buy premium socks for yourself sometimes. It'll sock. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna be walking on air. Get Saucony's too.
Oh yeah.
Jazz, it's the most comfortable shoe you ever step in. But until next week.
Until next week, keep up.
Oh shit, he wrote more. Dude, your story's not over. Keep on wizarding, everyone. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.